have launched and I'm running Native Ed Studio within a traditional media company in Croatia, Hanza Media. We are a premium publisher in Croatia, having 39 print and digital titles. And we are in charge for conceptualizing, producing and distributing branded content among our platforms. We were facing the drop of ad market in Croatia, and the advertisers went to the television chasing shares, and regardless of the impact of their advertising. So our position as a gateway to the premium audience was in danger. Second reason was that our sophisticated audience has been disturbed by the volume of interactions provided by digital display. So we wanted to offer them uninterrupted experience. Thirdly, we wanted to offer the advertisers more effective advertisement. That's why we recognized potential in native advertising, and as one of the strong pillars within our growth strategy, Native Ed Studio has been launched in the mid-2015. So Native Ed Studio is run by two people at the moment with strong editorial, business, art and design background. And we didn't want to apply traditional agency model, but instead we chose to experiment with ad hoc teams in order to get the best set of skills we can for each project and the best set of knowledge. So we have around 20 to 25 people working on the projects, on the native projects. And our native products are not just the content, but also infographics, video, of course, but also physical events. We want to deliver 360 experience to engage the brand's customers and our readers. So while launching the new model within a traditional media publisher, we had to gain trust from brands, readers and the newsroom. Because this is the first time that a publisher and the brands are working so closely, and both on strategies and executions. Secondly, we had to gain trust from the readers that are used to the premium content, so our native ad products has to be of the same quality or even higher than the editorial content. And also our company, Hanza Media Brands, have been recognized on the market for its independent and investigative journalism, distinguished tone and the best authors. So we had to gain the trust from the newsroom in order to launch and to have native ads within the editorial content. We are building partnerships with the brand in order to promote value, not the product. So in our native pieces, we don't talk about products, we don't mention brand name, except if we are using their experts to talk about trends within the industry and position them as the thought leaders. But we don't talk about their products, services or the company. Every native ad is clearly labeled as brought to you by, and we have declaration at the end that say this piece of content has been produced by Native Ed Studio and the brand, applying the highest professional standards of the platform. Yes, the brands at first, the brands were a little bit confused. Why do they have to pay so expensive material and content if they are not mentioned at all within the piece? However, due to the high quality of our native pieces and the fact that we managed to engage a lot of their customers, they got used to it and they are even comfortable with that today, because they understand more and more that it is important to talk with the customers about their needs, etc., etc., and not about them and about their products, etc. Our key metric is attention time, so it means time spent within the piece. Then secondly, the traffic, that is very important, but the most important is engagement. So how did we manage to engage the readers and to make them share the piece and like the piece, etc. Talk about that piece within their social networks. At the beginning, the market was skeptical because what we were offering was very expensive product, and they at first they haven't recognized the value. But after a couple of native pieces, after a couple of campaigns, and after months of working with many clients, then they saw and they recognized the value, and they recognized that the quality of content and quality of ads really matters. So I have been working within my company for more than 15 years. I was the editor of politics, business, deputy editor-in-chief, and then I wanted to go to the business side of the publishing company. I went to the UK to do a master's program in digital media management, and when I came back, I switched the side and went to the business part of the publishing company. It is challenging. It is a different experience, but at the same time it is very interesting and I think useful both for the publisher and the newsroom and for myself, because we are learning every day new stuff, and we are spending a lot of time to observe our readers and brands customers, and I think that's really helpful not only for native ad studio, for native products, but also for the newsrooms and for the editorial staff. I think that it is quite important that the head of the native team within the publishing company has a strong editorial background, yes, because we heard today content is a king, and who is the king in creation the content? It's the editors, the editorials, the editors and the journalists. So that's why, yes, I believe that only someone with a strong editorial experience can do native, but also you have to have a business understanding. You have to understand the advertising landscape. You have to understand the brand fully. You have to understand the new models that arise in the digital era and the new customers. I would advise to the other traditional companies and publishers that are skeptic at the moment to try, to experiment, but to know all the time, to be aware that the quality of that ad is really, really very important, and that they have to build and they have to apply the highest standards while doing the native ads.